Good morning, everybody, or hello, it may not be morning when you're watching this. Today is Thursday, April 28th, 2022. I do have a dog down here who saw me moving and like getting set up and decided she needed attention. She'd been completely asleep. She's just like a toddler, like totally asleep, totally fine on her own, and then she sees something's going on and needs to be in the middle of it. I hope you guys are having a good day, hopefully getting some stitching in today. I actually just started Fairy Idol from Mirabilia for my birthday. I started anti-procrastination sale, hashtag anti-procrastination sale. So Fairy Idol has been one of my absolute favorite Mirabilias from like the very beginning of me being aware of Mirabilia. I think it was out before excuse me, or published before I was aware of Mirabilia, or before I was like even stitching. And it's been sitting, like I've had it kitted up, ready to go. I've like switched the fabric that it's with several times over the years. Right now it's actually with a hand-dyed fabric that I dyed myself. Trying to keep my dog from like knocking into the stand my phone's on. So yeah, I just got that started. I'm really excited. And I need to go to work in a little bit. So I may end up doing this video in several sections. I'm not doing a normal update today. I'm going to, and you'll probably know this from like the title, but I've had a lot of requests to go through my Nora Corbett designs. I have no idea how long this is going to take. I do not have as many Nora Corbetts as I do Mirabilias. It still might be a couple videos, and like I said, I do have to stop at a certain time so I can go to work. But yeah, I'm just going to go through them and show you what I have. So all of them, I won't be showing you all of them that I have. So if you've seen my other videos, I'm sure you know, or you probably know or remember that I often will buy 2 copies of a Mirabilia chart if I know I want to stitch it. I didn't always do that. That's kind of a like post-pandemic habit. And I do that because I really like stitching from the original chart. I have issues with getting photocopies, which I've talked about before. Like just losing my train of thought. Oh, and I like to have like I have a set that is like my collection. So I have like the charts that I stitch from, and then the charts that are like my collection. Retirement fund, you know, that sort of thing. I don't usually do that with Nora Corbetts. They're just smaller. They're easier to photocopy. There's not that much of a difference between like the photo, like I can photocopy it usually in a Nora Corbett, usually in just 2 sections on my home photocopier, and it's not that different from like the whole chart. So I don't typically buy 2, at least not on purpose. And those of you who are wondering about the giveaway in my last video, I will draw for that next week because I gave people, I think, till April 30th to enter. So I'm not going to draw for that one yet. That was Snapdragon. If you want to enter the giveaway, go look at my last like update video. Not like the how I wash floss videos, but like my last like Flosstube number 13, I think it was. And this will be, I think, numbered Flosstube number 14, even though it's not a normal update. Anyway, welcome, if I didn't say that. Settle down, get something to drink, you know, get some stitching out, and get ready to hang out with me for a while. Also, please know, because I do not have all the Nora Corbetts, that I'm like jumping all over the place. Lucky Chance Stitcher, Amanda, has also gone through all of her Nora Corbetts, and that's an awesome video. So like between the 2 of us, you might get a lot of the charts. And I totally didn't finish the like story I was telling earlier about not buying 2 Nora Corbetts. So when I have a Nora Corbett kitted up, I typically put the chart with the Nora Corbett, like with the kitted up project. So some charts I have but aren't here because they are in a project bag, like with the kitted up stuff. In some cases, I'll photocopy it and put the photocopy with a kitted up project. But anyway, most of them, I think most of them are here. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. If I can get my dog off my lap, that would be helpful. Lay down. Lay down, Miss Freya. Lay down. She's like, yeah, I want to lay in your lap. I'm going to start with, I don't even know what's going on here. I'm going to start with the patterns that are, like some of them, they've started doing like this format where it's like the 8.5 by 11 like booklet. So I'm going to start with those. So I love these signs. I bought all of them. This one's Aquarius, the zodiac signs. I'm not sure yet what I'm going to do with them, but I know I need to do something awesome with them. I'm just not sure how I want them presented. This one is Pisces. I'm sorry if you can hear my dog digging. Freya, knock it off. This one's Capricorn. And these are readily available, or they should be. They're not all, some of these are like mixed in. This is a good opportunity to get things more in order. Here's Libra, and these I photocopied, and I put all of the signs in with, in a project bag together with the beads. I haven't collected the floss yet, but like the specialty materials are all together. And like I said, I'm not sure. I'm just letting this one percolate in the back of my brain. I don't know when it'll get started, and I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm thinking about maybe doing them where like you switch them out throughout the year, or maybe doing some of them and putting them in like people's bedrooms. Although we have 3 people that are all Leos. I don't think I want to stitch one of these 3 times. I don't know. We'll see. This one's Sagittarius, Scorpio, where are the rest of, here we go. I think these are the rest of the zodiac. Leo. See, Leo's beautiful. I just don't know if I want to stitch it that many times. I apologize if I'm knocking the camera about. This is Cancer. I'm trying to read backwards. Virgo. I think Virgo's beautiful. She's stunning. Aries. Taurus. It's mine. And I love that it has teal and like purple in it. That's like one of my favorite color combinations. Absolutely love it. And Gemini. It's beautiful. I'm trying to do this in like some semblance of a reasonable order. Do I have, well, I have one letter from Mermaid. Oh, so you're also not going to see in this. So I've done the letters from a mermaid, the letter M, but I don't have it here because I keep all of the charts I've completed someplace else. So like I always keep my master stash here for the Mirabilias, but like for Nora Corbett's and stuff, even if I only have one copy, if I finished it, I keep it in like a different shelf. Like all my quilting patterns and knitting patterns, everything I've completed is in one place. And I do that in case I ever have to reference something. I don't know that it's the best way to do this, but for me, I felt like, because I have so many books and like quilting books and all that, it's kind of easier to know where everything is, like that all the completed patterns are together. And then if I want to reference something, or if I want to do something again, or like if you're talking about a pattern out of a book, you know, if I'm like, oh, I want to do that knitting pattern, but it's out of a book I've already used, I know right where to go. Because the area of things that I've finished is actually pretty small. But I also have the letter L, Mermaid. Let's do letters from Nora. I wish they didn't change the packaging so much. Oh, look. I have 2 letter O's. And honestly, the only reason I have letter O is because it's so beautiful. I feel like you can stitch that and just have it be like a fairy on a wreath. I hope so. We don't have like an O name. I just really want to stitch it. I think they're awesome. But I don't need 2 of them. So I'm going to stick one of them where my duplicates go so that I can save one of them for a future giveaway. Might not have a lot of people enter if we don't have a lot of O names. So I also have the letter M fairy. I have the letter A fairy for my name, Amy. I just haven't done it. Yeah, wow. So I'm going to put one of those in a future giveaway pile too. Awesome. I'm glad I've been getting more organized during the pandemic. Hopefully that will cut down on how often I buy duplicates. So this is the needle fairy. This is just the chart. So some of these, I've seen these as charts and as kits. I think I have a kit. Where's my kit? Yeah. So here's the stitching fairy. And this looks to me like, I don't think the shop did it. This is from Stitches from the Heart, but this looks like the Hoffman kits, like the seasonal, like the holiday fairy kits. I don't know. I think you could buy this chart as just a chart too. I don't know. If any of you know what's up with that, I'm going to comment down below. All right. Moving on. Calla Lily Bride. I love this one. I think it's stunning. Pussy Willow. Also gorgeous. Love Halloween, love witchy stuff. So, of course, all of the different witchy charts I have. Oh, sorry, this one is Spellbound. I love her. I love the bottom of her dress. This one too. She looks like octopus. Oh yeah, because she's Sea Witch. Love her. And they look like pretty quick stitches. This one's Witching Hour. She's having a good time. She's like lounging back. I feel like she's like plotting who to destroy next. She looks fun. Masquerade Mischief. Love her colors. Those are my favorite colors. She's stunning. Passion Flower Bridesmaid. I think she's beautiful. Some of these like bride and bridesmaid fairies she's done here recently, I really like. This one is Gladiola, Maid of Honor. I love her. This one is Primrose Bridesmaid. Green Lady Slipper. Is this one of the orchids? I don't know. I don't know. Oh yeah, our Orchid Party. She's part of the Orchid Party. This is Lady Skein, also part of the Orchid Party. I love her. I love the contrast of the green and the purple. I think she's going to look amazing stitched up. Lady Cat. Who have I seen stitch this recently? I feel like I've seen somebody. That's another one of the orchids. This is Imperial Lady D. Maggie, Kitschy Whips on Instagram. She just finished this and got it framed and everything, and it's absolutely stunning. Winter Owl. So I think I also have like the bear one. I only bought a couple of the winter charts that she did, the winter or the holiday in the forest collection. A couple of them I really liked, so I got this one. And then I'm trying to like kind of go in a reasonable order. This is Luna Moth. which is, I think, her newest group, along with, what is this, Junebug, which Maggie's also flying through. I feel like I've seen several people on Instagram kind of flying through Junebug, and she's beautiful. And then Nora, like a witchy silhouette, and Claire. It's like a Maleficent kind of silhouette. Love those. And all of these, I think, should be readily available still. I'm just going to flash this quickly for those of you who didn't know. There are some freebies on Merabilia's website, one of which is, this one is Leilani, the hula dancer. Just going to do that with it. You can download it for free. I believe it's a free one. And then these are the Pond Pixies, and I loved the Pond Pixies collection. I bought the embellishment packs for these. I'm not sure, again, how I want to do the whole group, but I'm not sure like how I want to present them yet. So I haven't started them, but I have the beads and whatnot that I'll need. So this one's a Dewdrop. This is one of my favorites. Pond Lily. Lotus, which I love. I do love doing yoga. I'm a big fan of yoga. Been doing it for years. I love that. Water Reeds. The colors in her are just so stunning. I'm going to remove a notification. Lily Pad Sprite. I love. And this one I think is my favorite of the group. This is Water Sprite. I love the colors, like that pop of pink in the flower and the yellow wings. I feel like just sets it off kind of perfectly. Really, really love those. So those are all of my patterns, my Nora Corbett patterns that are in, that come in like that larger 8.5 by 11 format. Let's see if I can get them back in the shelf. Room. And that's where I keep my, this is the list of corrections that you can find on the Merabilia website. If you haven't heard me talk about that before and you stitch Merabilia's or Nora Corbett's, I strongly encourage you to go to the Merabilia website. And I'm bad about this, but you should check that list before stitching a design because there are a lot of corrections for some of them. Okay, let's get started. Oh my goodness. I'm just going to pull them all out. Okay. Portrait of Lauren in blue. I think this one's out of print. I think this one and this one, Portrait of Caroline in pink. I think these are really hard to find. Why? I keep getting texts. I think these are really hard to find. They're also crazy expensive to kit up. I don't know if you can see, there are so many beads and treasures in her. The treasures really is really an issue. In this one of them you need 9 packages of. So these were really expensive to kit up. I have these kitted up and ready to go. If you've heard me talk about, I'm going to be having surgery later this summer. I think these might be a start kind of post-surgery. I'm going to be stuck in bed. Well, completely in bed for 6 weeks. Can't put any weight on my foot for at least 6 weeks. And then it'll be like a gradual process of putting a little more weight on it. So there's going to be a lot of time just sitting on my butt. Anyway, I think I might start these at that point. These are some of the just designs she did of like a head. This is Bella Butterfly and Bella Bee. These are beautiful, and they're small. And I think you stitch, yeah, you must stitch the background. Although I think I'd be inclined to use a hand-dyed and not stitch the background. On 32 count, these are just 3.88 by 4.5 inches. So they're pretty small. And Bella Rose and Bella Hydrangea. They're pretty. I love her. She's gorgeous. Okay. This is Miss Lull's Daggerwing. These are a group of, does it say what they call them? Oh, Butterfly Misses. This one's just orchid. These are in somewhat of an order, but only somewhat. Okay, now I have the 12 Days of Christmas. So you've heard me talk about the 12 Days of Christmas. Like I want to do them all on one piece. I've worked out how I want to do that. Last fall, as we were getting closer to Christmas, is when I ordered the 12 Days of Christmas and I got my fabric set and I got my floss and all that stuff, and it's all kitted up and ready to go. Really, I'm just waiting on like the Christmas bug to hit again, which it isn't likely to for like many months, but I have everything ready to go. And this is one where I photocopied these and I have the photocopies kitted up. And here I just have the, sorry, I'm getting things like out of order. Here I just have the originals. There's a better way to do this. Okay, so 12 drummers, this is 12 drummers drumming. Sorry about the glare. 11 pipers piping. I'm going to go through these pretty quickly. 10 lords leaping. 9 ladies dancing. This is one of my favorites. 8 maids a milking. Also a favorite. I think this one is stunning. I love the background in there. 7 swans a swimming. I've seen this one stitched, I think, a couple of times. 6 geese a laying. I think I've also seen this one. 5 golden rings. I had the urge to sing it, which you don't want me to do. 5 golden rings. 4 calling birds. That's so pretty. Oh, I'm gonna end up in the mood to start this. 3 French hens. 2 turtle doves. Partridge in a pear tree. I think I've seen that one too. I'm gonna put some of these back. What do I have up here? Getting distracted. Sorry, itchy nose. Okay. Silver dragonfly. I think this is discontinued. Yeah. The emerald dragonfly. This one's my favorite. Sunrise Laguna mermaid. Okay, I feel like without exception, people say sunrise Lugana mermaid because, right, Lugana, like the fabric, and it's the same letters and it looks like it, but it's actually Laguna. I seem like lagoon, I guess. It's actually Laguna mermaid, or that's a typo and it was supposed to be Lugana. I don't know. But I think she's stunning, and she goes with Moonlight Laguna mermaid. Also says Laguna. Sorry, that's just me being pedantic. It's just like I always notice it when people say Lugana, which they like always do. And I understand why, because it makes sense, right? Because it's stitching. But I love these. They make a set, and I have these kitted up, at least with the specialty materials. I think I have picked fabric because I'd love to do both of those together. Mermaid Azure, this one I stitched. I have as a finish. It's one that I had framed by Jill Rensel, and I've shown in one of my recent videos. Ophelia's Pearl. She's pretty. I tend to stitch more of the blues and greens, but I thought this would be nice for a change, and I love that she's like holding like the claim of the pearl. Sea Flora, I think she's pretty. I like the contrast between what she's holding and I guess the seaweed or coral and her fin. Siren's Song Mermaid. She reminds me of like a tiger shark. The coloring. Tesora Mia. She's very like plain, but I like her. I actually thought she'd be a good one for one of my kids to stitch if they wanted to do something like bigger and like fancier without it being like too big, right? Mermaid Verdi, I think is how you'd say it. Some of these small mermaids can be pretty expensive. Like they can take a lot of treasures and beads and things, and this is one of them. She's got 6 packs of beads, 2 packs of treasures, 2 Krynics. It's kind of a lot. Let me put these away. Right here is geranium, wisteria, and these are like the flower, pixie blossoms. Magnolia, and I don't have all of them. Some of them I just knew I wasn't gonna stitch. There's too much. I mean, not that I'm ever gonna get through all of these, but I'd like to. This is Inkberry Holly. I think she's cool. She's a little bit different, kind of dark. Monk's Hood, I have this one kitted up. I'm ready to stitch. I love her, and I think I've seen people stitch her. I'm trying to think who I've seen. Did Musings by Jillian, did she stitch this? I wonder if I have it wrong. I haven't seen her do a video in a while either, and I miss her. Poison Ivy, these are the Poison Pixies. I love the Poison Pixies. White Clover, she's beautiful. And there's a woman in the UK who has stitched this. She used to be Fancy Lady Cross Stitch, but she's changed her channel name, and it's escaping me at the moment. If I can think of it and find it, I'll put it in the description box below. But I've seen her stitch this. Castor Bean, Thistle. I love Thistle. Angel White Trumpet. I think she's stunning. Glittering Leaves. This is one of the Autumn Pixies. I love her. I love that she's nude. Autumn Blaze. Autumn Flame. This is another Autumn Pixie, Red Cabbage Sprite. I love her. I have her kitted up. Not sure when I'll get to her. So the Holiday Village, I only got a few of them that particularly appealed to me because I'm not that much of like a house stitcher, but I really liked this one, the Coffee House. I like the horse and the sleigh out front. The Gothic House, also I thought was beautiful. Little Snowy Gray Cottage. The Leaf Collector. Okay, these are the Black Forest Pixies, and I love this set. I would love to do this set at some point too, and I have a few of these kitted up and ready to go. The Berry Collector. The Moss Collector. The Willow Queen. I have her. She's the one I'm kitting up in, I think I was converting her to silks and PIs maybe. And I haven't started her, which is crazy. I really need to. The Rain Queen. It's beautiful. The Blossom Collector. So those are the Black Forest Pixies. I might get through all these. Going through kind of quick. I don't think I have as much to say about them as I do most of the Mirabilias. This is, so she also has Bewitching Pixies, which I think the most recent set of witches she's putting out, she might have been calling the Bewitching Pixies too. Like, not two, but like as well. Let me see if I can find it. Because I just showed them to you. Let's see. Oh no, these are, yeah. These are also called the Bewitching Pixies. These are much newer. I don't know if she means them as an actual add-on to the set. They certainly go. So these are also Bewitching Pixies, but these were published earlier. There's Minerva, and I've seen, I think, a lot of Bewitching Pixies done. Raven. I don't know what I'm doing. Electra. She's one of my favorites. She's stunning. And I know I've seen people do it. I love the way the jack-o'-lantern is done. Oh, looks so good. Gwen. I really like her. And these are like, they are much simpler, smaller. You know, if you're somebody who wants to stitch Mirabilia, but like doesn't want to have to take that long, look through the Nora Corbetts that are available at your LNS, or like, you know, on Wishel, ask your LNS to get them in for you. Or if you use an online needlework store, like look through their websites. there's a lot of really great Nora Corbetts. And if anything from like pretty simple, even just one color, like there's those silhouettes that are just one color, up to some that really are as elaborate as a Mirabilia, but just smaller size. So keep your mind open. Like if you're like, I just don't think I can do a Mirabilia, that's fine. Just, you know, if you want to like dip your toe in, try Nora Corbett. And this is Emmy. I love her. I feel like this turned out really well. I like on her cape, the like checks. Did you call it checks? Reminds me of Villa Mirabilia, which is one of my all-time favorite Mirabilias. This is Anna. I love the way she's holding the apple and the little cat. Mari. I like her cloak. Cleo. Oh, she's so stunning. Luna. She's also one of my favorites. That's just, the colors on that are just so gorgeous. I absolutely love it. Gigi. This one's more plain. I think like for the Bewitching Pixies, I think I'm drawn more to those that are more elaborate. Some of those that are just a couple of colors, I'm definitely less drawn to. Nothing wrong with them. I'm just less drawn to them. Zinnia, and I've seen a lot of people do this, and I've seen a lot of people smooth out her leg with quarter stitches, which it doesn't bother me the way it's charted, but I think the people who have smoothed the leg out definitely have done a good job, and I do think it's an improvement. I would probably do that as well if I was stitching her. Just looks a little more natural. Eva, she did a lot of Bewitching Pixies. I'm going to take a guess that Nora likes Halloween. And you know, the larger designs, which I love stitching, there seems to me to be kind of like a lack of like the moodier, like darker kind of thematically pieces. And I feel like she's really embraced that by doing like these Bewitching Pixies and stuff with her smaller designs. There's a lot more of them in there. Love the inclusion of the broom. And then this is Eva. So that's all of the Bewitching Pixies that were like the original set, or the first set of Bewitching Pixies she did. So she did a Pixie Seasons group. So this is Fairy Winter Dream. I have the specialty materials for this one. Fairy Autumn Glow. And I usually love autumn stuff, but in this group, it's not my favorite. I do like what she's done with the hair. Actually reminds me of is it Blossom? One of her most recent releases. Fairy Summer Love. I think she's gorgeous. And Fairy Spring Fling. So in that group, my favorites, I don't know that you care, are Winter and Spring. I think Winter and Spring are like, for me, the winners in that. You very well may. Like, completely different group. And then I have just a whole bunch of Pixie Blossoms. Sorry about the little bang there. I'm like breezing through. I don't know, am I going too fast? Let me check the time. I might finish this before I have to go to work. Wouldn't that be amazing? Here's Buttercup. I have her as a whip. She stays in my car. I don't know when she's gonna get done because I don't have a lot of car stitching time. In the summer, at our cabin, we have relatively easy access to a river with like a rocky beach, and we will go sit on the beach while the kids go in the river and play and stuff. This is a very, I mean, my kids can swim, but it is a very shallow, slow-moving river, you know, 99% of the time. So my kids need supervision, but like, I can do stuff too. So I sit there and work on Buttercup. Don't know when she'll get done. Here's Miss Ladybug. And Memphis Sarah E. finished this recently, and the finish is superb. It looks so much better than the chart. Like, I feel like looking at the cover pictures, maybe like a little underwhelming. Sarah's looks absolutely beautiful. I would go check her out if you haven't, to see her finish. Miss Honeybee, Miss Queen Bee, and Nora also has, and the name of it's going to escape me, she also has like a big design of like a queen bee. I don't remember its name though, but I like those. These are cute. Here's Sweet Pea, who I love. Jasmine, this is Pixie Couture collection. All these pixies are a little bit mixed in. Pixie Couture collection, this is Morning Glory. Morning Glory is one of my favorite flowers. I love it. Back before I had kids and I did a little more gardening, I always grew Morning Glories and moonflowers. Loved them. Of course, I also had like a fenced-in area where no deer got to things. More Pixie Couture. This is Fern. And I know some people hate the faceless thing, which I totally respect. It doesn't really bother me. So I would intend to at least generally stitch these faceless. Which sounds kind of funny, but I would. It doesn't bother me at all. It's just a different style. This one's from the Spring Garden Party collection. I should get these more organized. This is Pansy. I love her. I love when they have the flowers overhead and they kind of look like like it reminds me of an umbrella. And I'm somebody who loves the rain. I don't know, I love that. Also Spring Garden Party, this is Lavender. Which is very, I think, small and simple one. If you wanted something pretty simple to start with. But it still has some bling on it. It's got 4 cryonics and 3 different beads or treasures that go into it. This is Water Lily. This is one of my favorites. I know I have this one kitted up. Sometimes I lose track, even in my own head, of which designs I have kitted up and which I don't. This is Zinnia Pixie Blossom Collection. I love the colors here. I love the fuchsia with the teal. Oh, I think she's stunning. And she has a lot of beads. She's got 5 packs of beads, a couple of cryonics. Miss Dragonfly, I really like this. I'd like to start this one soon. Another Spring Garden Party, this is Lilac. Probably my favorite. Like if I had to pick one Nora Corbett to stitch and none of the others, it would be a tight race, especially with some of those Bewitching Pixies. But I think Lilac is my favorite, and I have her kitted up. She is just stunning. I love the colors so much. She's gorgeous. Has anyone else ever looked at a Mirabilia? I don't know if I've mentioned this to you guys before, but has anyone else ever looked at a Mirabilia and been like, that should have been my wedding dress? Because I do. If I was a seamstress and like a good one, I would do that. Oh my God. Or, you know, do something that evokes it or is in that sort of vein. There's so many dresses where I'm like, I wish I could have worn that. Might be just be me. This is Spring Garden Party, Lady Slipper. I think she's very pretty. I suspect she'd look better stitched up. It's a pretty big sections of just that same purple color. I don't know if it would get a little bit boring. But that would also make it potentially like a good travel project if you've just got a lot of like one color. Bells of Ireland. I love her. I love the kind of short hairdo and the colors. More Pixie Blossoms. This is Azalea. This is one I didn't buy until relatively recently. And I don't remember who it was. I saw somebody, their stitched piece, I think on Instagram, and kind of fell in love and was like, that's way better than I thought, which is always the way, right? Like the stitched up piece is always like 100 times better than the cover photo. More Pixie Couture. This is Ivy. I think this was one of like the original Nora Corbett's. Did she start numbering them at 100? This is NC 108. I feel like maybe she started numbering them at 100 or something, or 101. Because I feel like these original kind of faceless pixies were the original, the Pixie Couture. And then I've got a couple from like the music. It's the Muse collection. This one's Rhythm. I didn't necessarily care for all of them from the Muse collection, but a few of them I really did. And this one is Melody. And that's it. Can you believe it? I'm at 40 minutes. I think I probably went through those pretty quickly. Since I have time and I'm sitting here, I'm going to get those in. Show you just a couple more things. More Nora Corbett. Sorry for all the crinkling. Okay. I don't have all my kits. So these are the Nora Corbetts I've bought as kits. Let me see if I have. Yeah, I got them all. Okay, so this is Halloween Fairy. Yes, I have this finished. I apparently love Halloween so much I bought this kit twice. So I have an extra Halloween kit. This is the most recent one I bought. I put off buying this one. This is the Valentine's Day one. I put off buying this for years. I just bought this during the pandemic. It was just my least favorite of them. And then I think I saw somebody stitching it and I was kind of like, probably a little bit of FOMO going on. I have all of the others. I was like, what if I want to stitch that one at some point though and put it with all the others? And so I got it. This is the Easter Fairy. I'm looking at the tags from like where I got these. Christmas Fairy. I feel like we see this one a lot. A lot of people stitch that one. Miss New Year's Fairy, also see Memphis Sarah E's videos. Hers is stunning. And I did my Halloween Fairy on like the original, like I did it on the kit fabric, the just natural linen. But for me, Halloween goes with natural linen. Like kind of like rustic and like natural. I don't know, it for me it kind of fits that same, it's in that same like milieu as Halloween. I like that. But I don't know that I would always, I probably would not always use the natural linen. Like I said, for me it fit. I think I'd also use the natural linen for this one, the Thanksgiving Harvest Fairy. And I love her. I need to do her. And I knew there's a bunch of people working on her now, including I think Memphis Sarah E and I think Lisa at Crossed by Floss. I think they're all working on her. Sorry about the crinkling. I need to put some things away as I go. I have like a short shelf here where I keep like small, like half sheet packages and kits and things. I showed you this earlier. This is from the Stitching Fairies. This is the Floss Fairy. And this one I really like. This one is, it's got to be Pincushion. Yeah, Pincushion Fairy. That's probably my favorite. I didn't collect all of the Stitching Fairies, but I really like her. And I liked her as well. I like her dress. And the way she's just, that's like me, except I have like 100 skeins. This is me going to Michael's. And I'll always go in and be like, I don't need a cart, I don't need a basket, I'm just getting a little floss. And I've got like mounds of floss. They're like falling everywhere. Do you guys do that? And the last one I have is, and I have another Christmas tree that started. I only own 2 of the trees. But this one is the Christmas Tree 2007. I'm not a huge Christmas person, and not all of them were like up my alley enough for me to get. But I really liked this one. I think it's beautiful. I love the star on top. I love the, I'm assuming those are doves. So I have Christmas tree. This one's 2007. I don't know that these are being made anymore. I could be wrong, but right, like, so these are made and or distributed by Hoffman Distributing. Everything I'm about to say is what I believe to be true. I could be wrong about some of it. But these are from Hoffman. It even says exclusive It says exclusively for Hoffman Distributing Company at the bottom. Yeah, this says the same thing here. Designed by Nora Corbett, exclusively for Hoffman. But Nora currently has a relationship with Wishel, which presumably is a competitor of Hoffman. Like, they're both cross-stitch distributing companies. Sorry about all the crinkly. So they're both distributors. So I don't know. I don't know. I guess I'm thinking, because I think Nora's relationship with Wishel is relatively new. All I mean by that is I don't think it was in existence in like 2004 when I started stitching. And like that Christmas tree I just showed you, I think was from 2007. I don't know how recent her current like deal, sorry about the dinging, with Wishelt is. But I would kind of be surprised if Wishelt was happy about her also doing products exclusively for Hoffman. You know what I mean? So my suspicion, the point of all of this, is that my suspicion is that there aren't going to be reprints of the holiday fairies and those kits that were done for Hoffman. And I know some of them have been hard to find. I wouldn't, and they do say limited edition, but they also were definitely being reprinted at some point. I know, was it Julie, Kansas City girl in Colorado World? She got a Halloween fairy kit where like the flosses were totally different. And I think in one of my videos I showed like what mine looked like and what it like should look like. So like kind of check your flosses against the cover picture if you do get like a newer kit. But if you want one of those, I would go ahead and snap it up. I would imagine some of the LNSs out there that maybe don't have a huge internet presence probably still have some of those kits. The Valentine Fairy, I got that from calling an LNS that didn't have, you know, it wasn't available on any of the like more commonly used sites. But I was able to get it when I wanted it. I just don't know how long that's going to last. I think some of the Christmas trees you can't really get anymore. I'm not sure how well you can get some of the holiday fairies. So if there's one you want and you see it, I would snap it up. I wouldn't wait on those. You might be able to get it on the secondary market, at least the pattern, because the patterns are only available in the kits. Okay, I'm just kind of babbling, I guess, now, and I need to go to work soon. I hope that was fun for you guys. I got some stitching in this morning, which was nice. And then honestly, I think was like feeling antsy and didn't feel like I could sit down. So I was like, well, now's a good time. And I actually had a meeting that was canceled. So I was like, now's a good time to film this Nora Corbett thing. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them, or comments, feel free to drop them in the comments below, or DM me. I don't know if I said this. I'm Fiber Arts Amy on Instagram as well. Thanks for hanging out with me for a little while. Oh, and if you want to, I was going to say, if you want to join me in the hashtag anti-procrastination Sal, I came up with that last night, at the last minute, please join me. The whole point is just to grab something that, whether you've already started it or not, that you just like, it seems to always get the short end of the stick. For me, Fairy Idol, like as I go through Mirabilias, because obviously I've started dozens of them, but as I was going through my Mirabilias, every time I'm like, oh, I want to start one, which one should I start? Fairy Idol always ends up being the runner-up for me. Always. It's always like between Fairy Idol and something else, and I always end up starting this something else. And I'm starting to feel bad for Fairy Idol, and this is getting ridiculous, and I need to stitch her. So that's why I decided to make her my birthday start. But thanks for hanging out with me, guys. I hope you have a good day, and I'm hoping to come back sometime next week with like a regular update where I'll show you my whips and things. Have fun stitching, guys. Bye.